world where equality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence. There is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few are the hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax. Prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. All those F's, that's an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is a curious listener. Here she is, Chris.
Just in case you forgot my name, you know what I mean, guys? How you doing? Welcome to Curious Times. It's Saturday. It's September. Oh, my God. It's all over now, kids. It's all over now. I mean, it's all good for the people like Glennis that are on the other side of the world, and now winter's going to be coming to an end soon, and spring is on the way. Not so good for us here. I got to start fattening up the dog sled team, you know what I mean? So anyway, just before we were recording, we were, of course, just chit-chatting. I was chit-chatting while I was waiting for somebody about, you know, just this past week. And this morning I was just weeping and bawling. And part of that is just the empathy, you know. That's why I can't go to funerals. It's exactly why I can't go to funerals. Never met the man, but there I was. Absolutely wrecked. And I was glad that some of the people who were speaking were at least lightening it up the mood with a little bit of humor. The funniest moment actually was when Obama said, you know, like you know, talk about, I don't know, getting the last, you know, he gets his, you know, whatever it was, I don't know, he gets his whatever by making George and me say nice things about him on national TV. And John McCain, by saying nice things about him on national TV. And so that was funny. But then what was hilarious was when they panned over to George Bush because a little bit late, like his reaction to it, like late, was then generated a whole second laugh from everybody, and I laughed too. And all the crap, you know, I didn't like George Bush and all that, but like he has had some funny moments actually. and so was he just it was like his reaction to that joke was funnier than the joke, I think, you know. And so that was nice. But mostly when Megan was giving her speech, I was just bawling, you know what I mean, straight up. And so that was bad. And so then, of course, that was sleepy time. And so I just totally had like a couple hours sleep. So not my most beautiful self, you know what I mean? But I'm tired, and that's exactly why. And so, and isn't it interesting that in this week, that, you know, the Aretha Franklin and John McCain, it's very interesting. I find it really interesting how these things pair up. Like the day that Michael Jackson died, Farrah Fawcett died. How interesting. And so anyway, onward and upward. And so, anyhow, it was good messages, and I actually had forgotten last time I was on. I had forgotten that it's actually the governor that when they need to fill a Senate seat midterm, then I had forgotten that it was actually the governor that appointed, and that's what sent that one guy to jail. He tried to sell the Senate seat, Obama's Senate seat. Remember, what was that guy? He had like a really strange last name. He was like the creepiest looking dude too. Like who could look at that guy and vote for him? Come on. They don't come any like snakier looking to me. Rob Blagojevich or Rod Blagojevich, something like that. And then he was also like on The Apprentice. I'm shocked. But so I had forgotten that the governor actually appoints the senator, and so there's a good chance that he could appoint John McCain's wife. That would be very interesting. Because she's no slouch either, you know. I believe her to be a very intelligent woman, probably. And for all we know, like that John McCain even, because he choreographed this whole thing, right? And so for all we know, he personally contacted the governor and said, I think more frequently they would they have appointed the spouse. You know what I mean? I'm not sure I don't know how balanced Megan would be in that position, maybe she's young, maybe she could, but she's very bitter right now. And I don't blame her. I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm just saying like maybe it's too soon for her. But the wife was very stoic and Cindy. Yeah, she is like I wouldn't even want her. You're right. Yeah, I do agree with that. But I think that the wife would honor better the same because she was like he came in like she's a very rich, wealthy woman when John McCain met her. Like you know what I mean? And I'm still so impressed at how they don't flaunt that like some people do. You know what I mean? So anyway, enough about that. Kimber's there waiting. So let's see. Kimber's here. Everybody knows Kimber. She's a psychic medium, clairvoyant. She's a healer. She can read your aura. She can read your chakras. She could read your dog, your cat, your lizard, your goldfish. She could read your the fruit fly that's buzzing around your head. She could read the crack on a sidewalk and a stick of spaghetti. But anyway, I always tease about that. She reads bones and stones, and she casts them much like some readers use runes. And in any case, she can also use psychometry. And all of this became much more enhanced within Kimber following a near-death experience, as is so often the case with many. And she, of course, feels compelled to focus her abilities towards helping people in any way that she can. You can find out and connect with Kimber on Facebook at Kimber Lee Psychic Medium 1, and that's the number 1, not the word. And without any more delay, let's go get Kimber. Hey, Kimber, sorry for making you wait so long. I got on my soapbox,
Hi. No, that's great. Oh, it was interesting, definitely. I agree with you. It's all very crazy, the political system, right?
I guess you don't watch TV, so you would have missed the whole funeral then, right?
Exactly. No, I do not. Never, ever. It's been like forever.
You should have. It was worth watching, and I don't know if they'll have the full thing available on YouTube or something like that, but it's worth watching the speeches. It's worth watching. Very, very nice. And so anyway, and then how was that? How cool was that the woman from one of the women from Mary Kay ends up rallying all of the women from Mary Kay to drive to Michigan and line the streets with pink Cadillacs for Aretha Franklin's funeral. How cool was that?
Yeah, that is amazing. I did not know that, because I don't watch anything.
There was I don't know, how many, over 100. Let me just Google this. There was so many. How many pink Cadillacs were at Aretha Franklin funeral? At least 100, okay? There was a specific number somewhere along the line, but in any case, this woman, she put out a cat call to everybody within the Mary Kay organization and said, anybody that can, drive to Michigan and we'll line the street. And if I understood correctly, they actually used a lot of these cars as within to convey people to or from something, I think away from the ceremony after. I didn't watch that part, but that was what was being reported on as to so cool. It looked so cool anyways to see all those pink Cadillacs lining, stacked 3 wide and all the way along the pathway up there. So was pretty good. And so there you go. A queen and a would-be president both going to be laid to rest here, and so there we go. The world lost another couple of good people. It is the way it is. It is the cycle of life, though. It is the cycle of life. In a couple of times it struck me today listening to this was, proof, just the way that the things were being worded. And I'm not religious, and so I don't, spend time in church and everything like that. Yeah, I know, right? 4 wardrobe changes. 4 wardrobe changes for, and it's funny. Bill Clinton, he at Aretha Franklin's funeral, he goes this might sound really bad, and I apologize if it does. He goes something like that, but he goes I wanted to come. I was glad I got here while the casket was still open because I wanted to see what she was wearing or something like that. I wanted to see what she. It was something like that, you know what I mean? And I wanted to see what she was leaving here wearing. What was she wearing? And so I wanted to see her outfit was basically the deal. And but that's total diva, right? 4 wardrobe. I think that's so funny. 4 wardrobe changes for the dead body during the funeral.
Yeah, you can see that. No,
was it during that one, or was it during all of the, during each of the, was it each stage of the, the laying, the blah, 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 you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not a big funeral person. Each day, right, each day. Yeah, 4 wardrobe changes each day. And so, that's so funny. So funny. But anyhow, that's so funny. Okay. So what's going on with you? How are you doing? Summer's
good. Over. What was that?
Summer's over.
Yeah, way too fast. I cannot believe how quick. It's September already. What happened?
I don't know.
It's almost winter for you, really. You know?
I know, right? Oh,
Yeah.
and like last week, like whatever, like maybe like what's today? Anyways, like I did wind up like going because my car is completely dead now, and
Oh.
so like I can't even like do nothing to kick it to get it to go, and so I did. I wound up getting a big duffel bag type thing that's sort of like rolling luggage, hey? And off I go to the grocery store and pack that sucker. I almost I judged it pretty close, but I had a couple of things that wouldn't stuff into the bag, and it was so heavy I couldn't even lift it out of the shopping cart. So I had to like move out of the way and then take some of the stuff out and put it on a rack over there, and then lift the rest of the bag out of the shopping cart and then repack the bag. And then I had a couple things that wouldn't go, so I like tied the little baggies, onto the leg, and off I go. I pull out the handle and off I go. And I was going like, that's all fine, well and good in the summer, but I don't know how the hell I'm going to do that in the winter. But it worked for the time being. Anyways, it got me what I needed to get it done, and so that was good. I was thinking I might just have to become one of these people that like goes and shops each day for what they're going to eat. You know what I mean? And I hate that because I prefer to buy in bulk and get stuff when it's on sale, and I need to get like when I need a big bag of sugar or a big bag of flour or something, like that's just going to be one trip, because 20 pounds of freaking flour is about all I'm going to manage to carry that far. You know what I mean? And so, but how ridiculous I must have looked, rolling down the street with my luggage full of groceries. But I realize that, as I get older, I don't give two shits what anybody thinks. You know what I mean?
There you go.
When I was younger, there's no way I would have ever been seen doing that. I would have rather, gone 10 times. I would have rather gone 10 times, and the dog sled team was unavailable that day, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway.
Well, and you got to do what you got to do, and no, that's good. And then,
yeah, you got to do what you got to do. So, anyway, and I was impressed on how closely I guesstimated what I could fit into that. Because how terrible would it have been if I couldn't fit it all into one? Because I looked up the cabs. Like, I swear to God, like it's maybe 10-minute walk or something like that, and it will cost $20 each way on a cab. I'm like, what? I could just about throw a baseball that far. You know what I mean? And you're gonna cut $20 each way? Kiss my ass.
Yeah, that's
Kiss my ass.
Gee.
And so it's just like crazy. And even Uber, like I looked on it, they guesstimate a $20 fee.
Yeah.
Like $20? Are you kidding me right now? It's crazy.
It is. It's all
well, and then I looked at the online. Okay, this is great. So I found there's one. I don't even know where the place is or what. Like, it gives me an idea of a business to start, really. But so they deliver your groceries for free. But guess what? Like, when you go and you look at everything's like 20% more. You know what I mean? So something that might be $5 is like $8 there or something. You know what I mean? It's like, no. I'll pay the 20. I'll pay the 20 cab fare. You know what I mean? Like, I'll walk there and take the cab back if I have to. You know what I mean? And then I can cut my cab fare in half. But that's insane.
That is.
Insane. Yeah.
Wow. That is just unreal. But everything. It's just crazy, though, really, what they want for everything, and that transportation. And as you said, winter is much more difficult to get around, and you guys have a long winter out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, I'm at the point where even if I have to go like into credit card debt or something to fix the car, but now I'm going like it's been a lemon forever, really, and so I'm like, it'll probably cost me between $2,500 and $3,000 to get everything fixed that needs to be fixed. But then I'm going to still continue to have that same battery problem because I've had the battery replaced 3 times, 4 times already, and it continues to do the same thing, and so. I'm, thinking like I might be better off to take that $2,500 and just buy a rickety old used car that runs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, well, like, why can't somebody like steal my freaking car and drive it into the river? Why can't that ever happen to me? No, it's not the alternator. I've been through this a billion times. I'm not going to go through it again. I know what the problem is, and but the point is this: is that why can't somebody steal my car and drive it into the river? Why? Like why? Or get into a high speed, and go and total the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I know why they can't do that, because the thing won't start.
Yeah, they don't want it. Don't run. Unless it's to camp out in, otherwise, but yeah.
You see, like if I could just get it to start one more time, right?
Yeah.
And then if I could just get it, and then like I'll like leave it, I'll like put it up, park it, like I'll go to a bar or something like this, and I'll leave it running.
Yeah, with the beer
in it,
on the dashboard.
With the keys in it, and and or leave it like in a high crime area, wherever that might be, and leave it, and then go, such a terrible thing happened. But my luck, they would apprehend the car immediately, and there would be nothing. And then I'd have to tow it home.
Yeah.
Wouldn't work very well. But I go, I could, no, that wouldn't work either. I could take the VIN number off and then like put it on the street and then let them tow it and then put it in the impound lot and then just not,
never recover.
Never go get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, give it a new home. Start over, something new, something different. Give it a decent burial. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. It can be hard and difficult.
I don't know what to do. If it wasn't so wintry, like I could see myself getting like a little moped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or a snowmobile for the winter. A moped for the other year.
That would be cool. That would be cool, like a snowmobile.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be legal. I wouldn't be allowed to do that. But a moped like for the summer, but not for the winter. It wouldn't work for the winter. So,
yeah, no.
They would find me dead on the side of the road, frozen popsicle woman. Popsicle woman dies with
yeah, no.
100 pounds of groceries.
No, that's not good. No.
Yeah, of course I realize I'm recording, and I'm saying it because I'm not intending on doing any of that. If I was, the thing would have accidentally died by fire by now. You know what I mean? Like, it would have accidentally had a fuel line problem, and it's nothing like that is worth it. Like because my luck, I'd get nailed, I'd get caught, and then not only do you lose the car because you've destroyed it, but now then the fire department's gonna send you a bill for all of their services, and then you're gonna have to pay for a lawyer in court and go to jail and pay fines, and it would be like a $100,000 or more expedition. And so of course I'm talking about it because there's not a chance in hell I would ever consider doing anything like that. And but it's nice to dream. And so
yeah, no, we're just talking. But it, like you said, yeah, and it could go anyways. But I feel you're probably going to end up getting something different, really.
yeah.
Just, yeah, it's not really worth putting
anyway, it was so funny. I wish I was, and at that time I'm all like, it's too bad I don't have like how I could even look more ridiculous if I had like a selfie stick and my phone recording the whole debacle. Me rambling down the street with my my luggage full of groceries,
yeah.
So
but it shows amazing stamina and determination, and
you gotta get her done. You gotta get her done. So it was nice to have, a new batch of groceries. I never before has my freezer essentially become empty. Although there was like a bag that had a few pierogies left in it, but I was out of sour cream. So that's the only reason the pierogies were still there, is because I was out of sour cream.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what saved them.
So anyway, it was nice to have that, and so there you go. Anyway, hey, what time are we at? We are okay, 22 now. Adrienne is there, and probably is 212 Jackie or something like that. Your other stalker.
Jackie's awesome. I hope it's
no, I don't know if it is. I don't know if Diggy, relax, chill. I don't know who it is. I'm just saying I don't know who it is.
Yep, whoever it is, yay. I'm happy.
And so there's a 212 there. Dan is listening in. Dan, are you getting a reading or are you just listening?
Yeah, Dan. Hey, Dan.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Are you doing A or B? Yes. Okay, Dan. Thank you.
He'll do what he's told. Oh.
Is your name Dan or George? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
$20, whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. He's obedient. He listens well.
See, I even have to pay for it. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, there you go.
So are you listening, George, or are you getting a reading?
I'm getting a reading, I think.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know.
No, it's not. Like he said yes. You're past the. In softball, there's the deal where, like, when you're rounding third to go home, there's a point where you're committed. You can't go back to third. You're forced to go home, and so you went past the commitment line there. So you said yes, and so there's no going back on that. So we put George into the queue. Into the queue for everything. And 212. So Dan will go first, then 212, then Adriana. Okay, Adriana. Like Adrian, like Rocky Bubble. Okay, man, I can't do a proper. Oh, 212. I wonder if that's Bryn. Maybe that's Bryn. I bet you that's Bryn. Could be Bryn.
Awesome.
Is 212 awesome. Bryn? I'll take one. Oh, okay. Well, don't if there's time. Okay, like really, you guys, it's Kimber. Okay. So, here's the deal. I need to know how many people are in the damn queue, because it tells me how many times the crickets have to go.
Yeah, there you go. Because it keeps me in line.
Get into queue, and are you 212, Bryn? Are you 212?
I hope so. I haven't talked to him for ages.
I think he said yeah. I'm gonna say I don't know. I don't know. Okay, that is Bryn. Okay. So
Oh,
Dan, Bryn, Adriana. I don't know if Adriana is just listening. You're gonna get a damn reading. I told you to get in the queue.
I'll
Settle
stay.
down.
They all can get what they want.
Settle down, damn it. Settle down, all you people. There's Glennis. There's Glennis.
Oh, she's great.
Okay.
Glennis.
And then Mary Margaret will go last. We'll save the best for last.
Yay, Mary.
Okay, so you got some work to do. Let's just go. We don't even have time for music. Dan is on, so Dan.
Okay. Hey, Dan.
George here.
Hi, George. So, Dan, how can I help you? Do you have any questions or anything in particular? Or anything you want?
Yeah, why do I keep dropping my Bluetooth? Yeah.
Wet hands, no. No. Having phone issues? Electronic.
Electronic issues, yeah.
Yes, well, electronic.
A lot of that going around.
Yeah, a lot of that high energy. Full of a lot of high energy, especially lately. You affect all that. Your phone, the computer, light bulbs, all that kind of stuff. It just very, very strong lately. I get adventure with you. Definitely adventure. Do you have any road trip planned or maybe
I was kind of
vacation?
I was thinking about taking a road trip, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that'll be happening sometime, if not this year or next year. But yeah, some adventures, some road trip. But yeah, back to the energy. A lot of high energy. Definitely kind of getting out there, doing a lot more stuff to burn that off. Some outdoor adventure would be good for you. Maybe a little archery, bow and arrow, stuff like that. The metal detecting, the getting out in nature would be good. Very healing, helpful. Calm that energy down a little bit. If you can, mountains, ocean, all that helps. The grounding, balance. More sleep too, that'll help. But a lot of it, you're going through a lot of stuff too. Getting a lot of messages and spirit activity and a lot of things that's keeping you very high energy, and you're working a lot too as well, so you're not getting as much sleep and you're kind of on the go a lot, so your energy is extremely high, and you will notice a lot more in all that, so electronics and even everything right down to car issues and people issues, and just being around, feeling a lot more emotional this time right now, this time of year, just the everything from the moon energy to a lot of the spiritual, elemental, and nature energy affects you. So that's the empath and the intuitive. You're very intuitive. So you and the empath, you feel a lot. You take in a lot. So that can be everything from everyone around to neighbors to other people, good and bad influences. All of it. So yeah, but it's all good, and you're a lot of both spiritual and just physical and just all around growing and changing and going through a lot of things, and and work's going to be very, very good. Working very hard. Um, Definitely some time off would be nice. Getting
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Vacation of some sort would be good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my wife is bugging me to ask you about her procedure. She has an upcoming procedure and wants to know if she's going to be all right.
Yeah.
I told her yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is.
She doesn't believe me. She'll believe you, but she won't believe me.
Yes, I want you to reassure her that she is. She's going to do very well through it. She's very strong, beautiful, amazing, sweet soul. She is just awesome.
So you don't know her then?
Yeah, no, I do. I can feel her. I can feel her energy.
So
Yeah, no.
evil. So evil.
It's okay. She's not listening.
Yeah. Oh, but she is, and she's got you, who's amazing, supportive, wonderful through it all, and she's going to do very well. A lot of the holistic and everything from meditation to just, kind of being much more aware of what she intakes and health-wise and the holistic stuff is going to be the food is medicine, the herbs and the spices, and you're very good. You're an amazing cook. You're amazing at all you do. So you help her so much and very supportive and loving and caring, and that's great. And that is very healing and helpful. You're also a healer, and so you help her there as well. But she's very strong. She's a warrior. She's going to do very well through this. She is going to get much better, and I get like 3 to 6 months for sure. Much sooner, but by 3 to 6 months, she's going to be feeling quite a bit better and doing well. I see like vitamin C, vitamins, different things, different holistic treatment things, along with the Western medicine, the regular stuff, the medical doctors. And I do see someone new joining her medical team. That's going to be very good and very helpful and knowledgeable and help her see some surgery coming up. And it's going to go well. Tell her not to worry. She'll be okay, and that we'll all send healing and prayers and much love and help her through it all, and you, as I said, are very supportive with that. So she will do well. It's going to take a little bit of time to heal, get much rest, lots of water, and that's very, very important, and rest. After the holidays and the new year, into the next year, she's going to recover quite a bit more and start to feel so much better. I see a specialist, not only this other new person, but a specialist, and it feels like a second opinion or another opinion, and that's going to help, and she's going to find better medical care. It seemed like an advocate or someone to kind of be on her side with some medical issues and getting the insurance and some things paid for, and tell her not to worry and that will all work out, and to get what she needs to have someone even in her corner, an advocate or someone, maybe through the hospital, and you as well, but also through, there's like social services or different, some place like that will help to kind of get on the insurance to make sure everything that is needed is covered and taken care of, and it will be, and it will all work out. And tell her, she's very strong. She's very tough and stubborn. I get that too as well, which is good in a good way, but she's a fighter, and that her attitude and just to stay strong and positive and keep that going down that path. And I do feel that she's going to recover. I see some medications, some she's going to stop and change, and it feels like 1 to 2, for sure 1 will be added that will help her, but she needs to get rid of like 2 or 3 others, if that makes sense. I don't know, there's like 2 or 3 that aren't helpful, but there's going to be a new one coming in that will help her. Because medications can affect in many ways, and sometimes it's a change. It may be a change of dosage, but with this it feels almost as if a different medicine altogether, and 2, and maybe even 3. So she needs some tests along with this surgery. They'll do some of that and kind of figure things out and what is needed to be done. Does she have? Because I feel questions. Does she have questions? Even if it's through you, that's fine. Does she have any questions? Or even if it's not, you can always get a hold of me.
Yeah, there was a few questions about an X-ray that she had. There was like a fog or a mist on there, and she's all worried about it. But if you knew the radiation that she had in time, it could just be scar tissue. You know what I mean? It's not like a mass or anything. It's more like a fog would be the best way to put it. She's all stressed about that.
It's scar tissue, as you said. That it's more that. It's not nothing that's to worry extremely about or anything. It's like I'm seeing more of a nothing malignant, nothing cancerous, nothing like that. Tell her not to worry about that. It's more of a scar tissue, as you said, like a mass of that. And so it can appear that way sometimes on there. I do feel that she's going to have other tests done, and that could be the specialist that's going to be coming in, and he's going to be helpful and knowledgeable and have a lot of experience in that and be able to help to figure out what it is and what is needed. It's nothing that's really major, serious, or anything, life-threatening. Tell her not to worry, because I just feel this overwhelming, and I completely understand this overwhelming emotions and worry and stress and so much worrying, and tell her not to, and that she will find the right medical help, and that it will start to fall into place and get the right people on her team and to help her in the things that need to be done. And that they're going to do something besides the x-rays, a more in-depth, may it be not a CAT scan, MRI. It feels more even something beyond that too. That they're going to be able to figure out what it is, but it's
PET scan probably.
Yeah, it feels like a CAT scan more than an MRI. A CAT scan that does, I believe, both like muscle tissues and all that kind of stuff, but the bone as well. It does all of it, where the MRI doesn't show as much. It shows, depending on what is needed. But this is more of a overall. It'll show everything and be more in depth. And she's going to have a really good radiologist that will read it and help and better medical care, medical team, and also medical coverage I get. So that those are some things that will be getting worked out. Tell her not to I completely understand the stress, but not to stress so much, because that's hard on her. To try to just, go with the flow and understand that it will work out, and to just stay strong and keep focusing on getting better and knowing that she is getting better, and look at it as, not can I or will I, but as I am, and it is happening, and own that and be positive and keep that faith and that strength, because she's so very, very strong, and she has just an amazing spirit, and it's hard. I feel she is feeling just tired and nauseated and just, it's very physically demanding. It's very hard what she's going through, and also mentally and emotionally very stressful as well. And you're very supportive through it all, amazingly so. And she knows that, and she appreciates that. And that's very wonderful that you're that way. And she will. These changes in the medication at first, tell her it may feel a little different, but she needs to get off of like 2. There's 2. I keep seeing 2, possibly 3, but the 2, and then this one new one that will be coming will help her. So after that, she's going to start feeling not so tired and not so nauseated and sick all the time, because this is all very stressful. And after the surgery that's coming up too, it will help. It'll take a little while to heal and go through that process, but she will, and that she'll be okay. So tell her I can help her too as well, and through you, and is perfect and fine, and whatever works, or through her directly, or whatever she needs at any time, always. So I want her to know that too. And I keep seeing dreams. She's having a lot of dreams. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. Well,
you can finish that off. You got 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yep. But definitely stay positive, stay on the right path. She's doing well. Just tell her self-confidence, reassurance, and that she's doing great, and that you're helping her, and I'm here if she needs in any way. So, yeah.
Well, thank you, and I'll tell her don't sweat the procedure, because car accident on Wednesday kind of wipes that off. Oh.
Yeah.
Come on, that was funny.
Yeah.
No.
It's good. Nope, great. No, you keep her positive. See that your sense of humor and your love and all of it helps so much. You have a great one. And no, that was good. And thank you.
The look on Chris's face is good. And thank you.
Thank you so much. And tell her,
Thank you, Dan. George.
It's George.
Yeah, George.
Yeah.
Curious George. We got our own little Curious George for Curious Times.
Yeah.
Curious George. Yeah. He's our mascot, our little monkey mascot.
Yeah, he can be a good boy or he can be trouble, but hey, he's always here.
I always heard he was an organ grinder. But anyway.
Oh.
Okay.
That's bad.
Okay, we gotta go. Thank you, Dan, darling. Okay, I'm just gonna do not say goodbye. Do not say I love you. Do not say any of that. Do not.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna go and get Bryn.
Yay!
Hi, Bryn.
Hello. Hey, Chris. How are you?
What's going on? Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Hey, Kimber.
Hi, Bryn. Oh, so good to hear you.
Yeah,
good. How are you?
I'm okay. Hold on a second. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's just live radio, Bryn. Don't worry. If you want it to go and like change the oil in your car while we wait, or what? You okay now?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm here.
Can I? It's like hello, calling into radio show. Oh, can I put you on hold for a minute, please?
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Kimber, it's good to hear you again.
Oh, yes, it is so good to hear from you. Thank you. I'm so glad you called.
So, I guess my question is, can you get a sense of, like, October, November, what that's like for me? A sense of what's coming up.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Definitely. I feel a lot of things coming up in September and October here. while September, some classes or some even music associated things either scheduled or coming up that you are going to be interested in starting in September and into October. A lot of education and getting out there, socializing, getting ready for the holidays, which are going to be amazing as well. Music and yeah, some music. I'm seeing music.
Like listening to music, like concerts or what is it?
Yeah, going to concerts, some art shows too. I'm getting pictures of art as well, but some concerts, some musicians going to places, and also I see you doing some music work too, and that is more October, looking into it in September, doing some of this other, but by October and into the holidays, you getting involved in music and it feels like singing and playing or doing. Have you been looking into playing some kind of new instrument or something that you're in?
I've kind of toyed around with either the guitar or the piano, but I haven't. I've been kind of busy doing some catering work and some painting, a little painting, and getting my cards out. I have my cards in a yoga studio, my greeting cards that are from my paintings.
Great.
And I need to put up a website for my paintings, I think, like a store.
Yes.
Thing. And music, I guess, yeah, it's kind of on the back burner in terms of an instrument, but I always think it would be cool to learn the piano or guitar, I just don't know which one. I just don't know which one to choose, though.
Actually, because even before you said it, I had seen both, and I see you trying them both out, but you're going to kind of favor one. And I don't know if I should tell you or not, which I feel. If you want, I will. That's up to you. I don't want to lead you, but
yeah, don't tell me. I'll find out for myself.
That's what I feel. That's what I'm going to let you do. But I do see you, because that's what I'd rather do. I do see you trying them both, and I want you to do that. I want you to try a little bit of both, and then go with what you feel and what you are drawn to. You're going to be interested in both. You're going to like them both, but I want you to go with where your heart goes, where you're pulled to, because you're going to really enjoy it. You're going to really get into it, and this is something that you kind of thought about, and as you said, put on the back burner, and you're like, oh, well, I will one day, but you're going to, and I see you really getting involved and into it throughout the holidays and into the next year, and it's going to be so much fun and meeting new people. Good. Yeah, you're going to have so much fun, and you're going to love it. And you have a
little fun. I haven't had much fun in my life for a while, so it'd be good to have some.
Yes.
I've been trying to surrender more to I'm constantly trying to develop my artwork a little more, because I still feel a calling to do these kind of spirit paintings of, taking a photo of a person and seeing what's around that person. But it's like, I don't know, I'm trying to, I guess, surrender to just let spirit take me over in my painting, and that's a big kind of lesson to learn, I guess. How do you feel that going? I mean, in terms of because I feel sometimes I get a vision of me being at a health fair or a psychic fair, and having somebody sit in front of me, and I do this kind of aura portrait or like symbols and guides that are around the person. But it's like I get stuck, and I don't know if it's like I get in my head or I'm making it harder than it should be, or I think it has to have a certain form, so I don't know. It gets a little frustrating sometimes.
Yes, I completely understand. And what happens is we can get stuck and we can start overthinking or start thinking there has to be a certain way or a certain time or the right time to start or to do it or it has to be a certain way. And no, just let it go and go with the flow and let it happen and get rid of the blocks. And because I see blocks and I see stumbles or hurdles or different things that sometimes we even will dwell on or create or just make, start thinking or overthinking, and that's all natural and normal. And you just get past that and you go, no, this is why I'm doing that. And I'm going to focus on what I am doing and what I can do, and I'm not going to look at it that way, because then that holds us back and it kind of stops us from jumping in and doing it. And sometimes we just have to just jump in and do it and say, no, I'm just not going to let none of that hold me back, and in fact knock it out of the way and not even think about it or waste the time. I'm going to focus my time and energy on what needs to be done and what I can do, and that's what you're going to do. And this artwork and these spiritual paintings and these amazing things that you're doing, and you're working out the different how to do it, what's right for you. Give up the what's right or wrong or it has to be this way or how other people do it, and do it what works for you and what's good for you and how you want to do it and how you feel and what you're drawn to by spirit, and let spirit just take over and help you and show you and teach you, and you have it all in you, and let it come out, and trust in that, and trust in your gut and your intuition and your feeling and what you're, even if you have to close your eyes at times for a little bit to just kind of see what's coming to you, or just focus or meditate and I get rid of because we all let that noise chatter and the wandering mind, and when we're trying to focus and really get into what we're doing, and this is very therapeutic and amazing, and you create this beautiful amazing work. And sometimes that can happen where we put all this stuff and it's hard to focus and pay attention, or we wait for the right time, or we have to figure it has to be a certain way. No, make it yours, because your way is good, and whatever works for you, there's no right or wrong. So a lot of times that can hold us back. And no, it's not right or it's not wrong. It's what's right for you and what works and what you're going to do the most with helping others, and which you do and amazing and already, and what you're going to do with all this. So, I see Let It Go, which is just practically a model for life. Let it go, because it's so important. And the more you do, the further you get, and the more you let go, the happier you are, and the better you are, and the further you can get. And so you're going to do amazingly well. The cards are going to help. Just letting spirit, as you said, take over, and you feel it, and you know it, and you're like right there. You're almost there, and you're ready to open the door, and just do it. Just open it. Don't, don't stop it. Quit waiting, and do it, and because you're amazing at what you do, and it's great. So stay positive. You have such talent.
I will.
I've seen the beauty that you can do, and your spirit and your heart, and it's in you. And
all right. Thank you, Kimber. I think that's about it for now. I can't think of anything else.
Well,
unless there's anything I need to know.
Oh my God!
You're doing.
You need for an hour.
Yep, just need to know. Email me, message me. I miss you. You're awesome, and I will definitely love to connect with you. It's been way too long, so and I can help you. So if you do think of anything else that you wanna, or get a hold of me. And yay, keep going. You're great.
Right,
thank you, friend.
Thanks for your help.
Friend.
Thanks,
Take it
Chris.
easy. Okay.
Bye.
So.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay. Is that Boo Boo? There's more people.
I'll stay, whatever.
Okay, let's go. We'll get Adriana. Are you just listening, or what? Were you calling for a reading, or what's going on?
I just wanted to say hi, Chris. Hi, Kimber.
That could take an hour too. You know what I mean?
No. My best friend is on. It's the 347 number. If she can take my spot, please and thank you.
Well, she'll get in. She'll get in, but I'm not gonna. I'm not jumping her up the queue. She'll get in. Be patient.
Okay,
Adriana,
I'll get you all.
Okay.
I'll get you all.
Okay, never mind. Nope, don't say it. Kimber says thank you. It was nice to talk to you, and take good care, Adriana. That's what Kimber said. I just channeled that. And okay.
Thank you.
Very good. I'll talk for you, okay?
Love you, Chris.
I'll say the hellos and the goodbyes, and then you can take care of the middle parts, okay?
Okay, yep.
Kimber says hi. She loves you. She loves you. And what do you damn well want to know? Okay. Let's go to Australia and get Glennis. Hi, Glennis. Long time no talk.
Hey. Hi, Glennis.
Unmute your mic. Glennis, plug your... Do something. Hello. Type your... Maybe... Are you there? Glennis Earth calling Australia. Come in, Australia. Okay,
Hey, Glennis.
Somebody... We're going to jump to the next person. Can somebody get busy in the chat room and see if you can get Glennis's attention? She probably went for a bath. She probably figured, oh, shit, it's going to be another hour before I get her. And, so then we're going to go get Mary Margaret. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
What's going on? Yeah, Kimber says hello. How are you? Yes.
Thank you, Chris.
I love you, Chris. You're awesome. Hey, Mary Margaret.
Hi. I just wondered if there was anything exciting coming up or anything. That's all.
Yeah. Yes, I do. I get some exciting and fun times coming in for you. Family right away comes in. Some family, it feels almost a reunion or just some holiday parties coming up as well. But a lot of family connection and just kind of feeling that big time coming up right now. It's where you just want to go around and start seeing everyone and connecting and just getting out there. And I get saving. Have you been saving for a trip or saving to go somewhere special?
I need to.
Yes. I was going to say you need to. Yeah, if you haven't, you need to. Definitely start doing that. Start looking into where you want to go for an amazing trip somewhere really interesting and fun. I get just something that you wouldn't normally think of. Start looking there. Start looking at just something wild and adventurous and just amazing and like a bucket list, or I see you kind of just have a list of different things that you want to do or that you've thought of doing. Yeah, I see you crossing this off on this list, this coming up, you have these certain things and kind of set in order as to what you want to do, and this is one of them, is this amazing trip and this really fun, adventurous, just out there, different. I get out of the norm, out of the what's normal for you. So really look at some different things, some just amazing adventure is what I see. So it feels just really fun and interesting, and feels like this winter or into the beginning of next year, but by March for sure, so you're going to do a little saving and a lot of planning, but the planning, make it fun. You're going to have fun with that as well. It's going to be interesting.
Do you see us doing anything with our motorhome?
Your motorhome. I do see some work, some repairs that need to be done. Repairs and remodeling. Does that make sense? Some remodeling.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because yeah, I see repairs and remodeling. Not major, but some feel major to you, which it which it can be, but don't feel like it's such, because it feels like it overwhelming and like it feels so major to you. But once you start doing it and you start realizing, and I see you saving money here and there by getting stuff, I get like reclaiming or getting stuff for free or for really low cost, sales, clearance. You check out all that kind of stuff to do this, and you find just the right things because you have a certain look to it, a certain appeal, a certain way you want to make it, and you want to make it your own, and you want to make it almost like a country or just kind of a really unique style, a combination of like 3 different things, if that makes sense. But 3 different styles into your own. You're kind of combining, like, and one of them is kind of a country-like look, and another is just unique and different, and then one feels almost like an old-fashioned type kind of back-a-ways type look. But you put all these different ideas and these different things together, and you make it yours, and you make it very unique and very different and very beautiful. And it's not going to be, don't look at it as such a overwhelming task and that, oh, this is going to be so hard and difficult. Look at it as this is going to be really fun, and I'm going to make this really cool, and I'm going to make it mine, and I'm going to do all these things to save money and to find these deals, and that's going to be part of the magic and part of all this beautiful, amazing things that you put into this. And look at it in that way, and it's going to be so cool and so fun, and each step is going to be exciting, and the work that you put into it, instead of being so hard and difficult, is actually going to be really cool, fun, therapeutic, and meditative even. But in the end, you're going to have this really magic, cool place, and it's going to be worth everything and all the work that you put into it. Don't look at it as trouble. Look at it as fun, and as this beautiful, magical, little, special, spiritual, just beautiful, full of adventure place. It's going to be really cool, and you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. And it's not as going to be as overwhelming, because I get kind of just it seems overwhelming at first, or like it's gonna, but it really won't be. It's all gonna fall into place like a puzzle, and flow like a river. Because I see puzzle, I see river. It's gonna flow like a river, and you're gonna put all these pieces are gonna fall into place as you need them. Each thing, you'll go to the place and you'll find it at the store, wow, this stuff's on clearance, and this is just the right size piece that I need for this, or I find just the right perfect picture or mirror or piece that you want for this, and right down to plants, to all of it. You're just going to create this beautiful space, this sacred space, and have fun with it, because don't look at it as a task. Look at it as fun and creative, because you're very talented at all that, and you kind of have this knack, and almost even were very interested when you were a little bit younger too, as to the interior design and just having fun with the place, and always wanted to redo and decorate and yeah, well, now's your chance, and you're going to have fun with it. Yeah, you're going to love it. You are.
Well, thanks, Kimber.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm done.
Hey, thank you. All right. Okay. You think you're done. You think you're done, but Kimber hasn't begun to say good night to you yet. Okay.
Thanks, Kimber.
Yes, thank you. And hey, always here to help. Anything else? Just get a hold of me. Love to.
Okay. Thanks, honey.
Thank you.
Kimber. I mean, Mary Margaret. Oh my God.
Yes, she's so sweet. So good to hear her.
I gotta find, where the heck did she go now? Okay, there, she muted her damn self. Somebody's breathing. Oh my God.
That's
breathing
Danny,
on
heavy breathing again, Dan.
that was 347. Some people are becoming unmuted all by themselves magically. So 347, nobody made you aware, but you're not allowed to breathe on my show, okay? Just ask Amy. Just ask Amy. And, okay, let's go get Australia again. She's finished servicing the men. I mean, the servicemen have finished servicing her. And so...
You were so bold.
No, you said that, like, it's, you have to keep in mind. You have to keep in mind, like,
me.
over
How
here.
bold.
Just wait a second. So over here, like, servicemen would be like military men, and you said I was attending to some military men. I'm like, okay, then. That's
good. Awesome.
Very nice.
Well, wait. Go ahead, finish.
So you just like we don't say fanny pack to an Australian, you know what I mean? Like we don't say fanny because we know that means something different over there than it means over here. So servicemen and military. You had a couple of sailors over there you were attending to, apparently.
Had three little Oriental gentlemen. 2 didn't speak English, and they were buggering around putting in the electrics for the solar panels.
Oh, nice, a solar panel. Good. Okay, so do you have a question for Kimber then?
Kimber, who is it that's trying to get through to me? Someone is nattering in the background, and I am not sure who.
Yes, and I do feel many spirits around you, but there is one in particular that wants your attention. Male energy, feels very close to you, very loving, kind, and caring, feels family. Almost brother. Do you have a brother in spirit?
Mm.
Yes? Was that?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, because that is who it feels like is your brother, and he's around you, and he is hanging out there trying to get your attention right now. It feels that there's a special, important date coming up or something that he's trying to bring to your attention, something that may his birthday or the day he passed or something coming up soon, and he's around you often. Do you light candles and see like flickers and certain, feel him pulling, tugging your hair and touching your shoulder? He comes around you a lot.
He is in touch, and I know when he's there because I see him and I talk with him. So, yeah, for him to be there, not waving the flag, saying, "Come on, girl, it's me, don't you know?" It's quite different because he's a practical joker as well.
Yeah, he hides things from you here and there, and kind of to get your attention when the other things, because you're always busy and you're, sometimes overwhelmed with work and with spirit.
No, not me. I am retired, as lazy as you can get.
Yeah, but you're always doing something though. Not necessarily work for a living, but you're always doing something. Your mind's always going, and you're just busy, and but yet, because as you said, he's kind of a joker. He'll kind of move things or try to get your attention, give you certain signs, and you do feel him around and communicate with him. He loves that. He loves the attention. He wants you to to know he's always there. If you need to ask for him, he's there. But he does give you signs. And at times, what I mean is you be very busy. And so sometimes we are so caught up in what we're doing that we're not paying attention, and they're trying to get our attention, and so they'll be like, pull your hair, tap your shoulder, and then pretty soon it's like a more obvious, like, hey, I'm here, I'm trying to get to you, it's something he also wants you to do. It feels like there's something that you've wanted to do that you've put off for quite a while, and he's telling you, go ahead, now is the time to do it. Not worry about waiting to go ahead and take that next step forward, and to go ahead and do what you've been thinking about and focusing on, and to move forward. If that makes sense to you, there's something that you've kind of been putting aside, and to just go ahead and do it and move forward. To go ahead and take that next step. Because I do feel that the next 3 to 6 months, I see you out there meeting. It feels like connecting with new people. You say you're retired, but do you do stuff on the side? Do you just help people, or there's something that you do where I see you helping others so much?
I don't do much of that at all, not these days. I pretty well stick to myself these days, and just have servicemen around so that Chris can tell everyone about them.
Okay, because you're a very strong healer. Do you have animals? Do you work with animals? I
have animals. I've got a lot of animals.
Okay. Does one have a health issue or something that you've been working with them? Or
One of my 6 dogs at the moment, we're treating him for cancer.
Okay. That's who you're helping and healing right now, and you're working with. And even if you're not aware of it as much, when you do it, you are such a healer, and you have the healing hands, and you have this amazing healing energy, and this dog is very strong, very beautiful, and is going to get through it. And this is something that you can do, and to help them through all this process. And I see you almost getting into some kind of either working with shelter or working with other animals besides your own eventually. Maybe not so much just right now, but I see you doing that because you have this amazing ability, and you're a very, very strong healer, and you're very good at that, and you have this wonderful connection with them and communication with them, and I do see you doing that and working with some, may it be even volunteering or something to do with shelter animals, shelter dogs, or hospice dogs, or dog hospitals, or maybe with the cancer, or dogs in similar situations, and you helping them and healing them. And so if you haven't thought about it, maybe it's something that you might want to kind of look into, because you would be amazing at that. I can see you doing that and helping so many. And you do help yours, and you've always had a wonderful connection with animals, a deep love for them, and able to communicate with them and work with them. So that, I see you doing that. And you have many, many spirits around you. Your brother he's there, and I also feel your father as well is very strong, and he comes around very often. You get a lot of sleepless nights because spirit comes and visits you through.
Not who it is that's causing my lack of sleep.
Lack of sleep?
Yeah.
Yes, because that's when they're usually the strongest, and that's when they're around a lot, and you get this amazing amount of energy. and even if you're very, very tired and 9 o'clock for you, whatever that may be, or 10, but yet all of a sudden you're like, I think I want to go to bed, or I'm really tired. You can even be falling asleep in your chair, but then you get all this surge of energy, and you can feel it, and at times even like chills or goosebumps, and just where you just feel them, and even the physical little signs, and just the knowing. Just trust in that, and start to pay attention to what you see around you. It may even be little flashes of light or different things that you'll start to notice because they're around you, and the more you tend to communicate and talk to them, the more you'll start to feel and hear, and because you have so much, and you have that
You see them,
to work with it.
and I do hear them.
You do, yes, you do.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, and they're telling you things, and they're talking to you, and they love when you give them that confirmation and tell them you want more, give me more, and because yes, they're always talking to you, and sometimes we have to turn off the mind chatter and turn off all the other stuff, and it can be overwhelming, and we just say, no, I'm going to take this time to focus and to listen and to connect with them. And a lot of times I get with you, it's the late at night or the middle of the night, and when most are sleeping, and for me, I'm the same way, so I completely relate and understand.
I don't go to sleep till after midnight. I have one, a friend of ours died in our house, and this is a new house, and the bugger decided to die here, and I keep reprimanding him for it. This Christmas, it's 4 years we've been in this new house, and our friend came here to visit. It will be coming up 2 years in November, and he died in our house, the mongrel. And I keep saying to him, bugger off, get out of here. So when I walk down the hall of a night time where the undertakers had him on a stretcher parked in the hall, I always walk around that space like he's still there. And he used to complain about our wind chimes. So I've got the biggest, heaviest duty wind chimes hanging outside the bedroom that he died in, and I say, now, Gregory, bugger off, listen to that.
Yes.
But he's still there.
Yeah, he comes back to visit and to hang out here and there, and if you want him to, and you there's things you can do and to tell him to move on, but he does, because he just not only because it happened there and everything, and the wind chimes are one of the signs, and he gives you many different signs, and you can even hear him. He'll even whisper your name. He'll whisper, or you can even actually hear sounds or him talking a little bit here and there. And as you said, you feel that energy when you walk by that certain spot.
Even opens doors.
Yes. Yeah.
So yes, I have to learn to live with him, or get totally serious and say, bugger off, Gregory.
Yeah.
He's a friend, and I always give him a hard time, dead or alive.
Yeah. Yeah, because I get very, very strong energy, and you pick all that up, and you feel that, and sometimes they'll come back to certain places, especially where things happen like that. And if when you don't want them, you let them know and you ask, and usually that is enough. There are other steps you can take if it isn't, but usually that is. And I feel with him that would be just. It comes around, and I get just interesting and different, very unique fellow. He was a very different type of man, a very sweet and kind, but just a very unique spirit. And he kind of comes around. He liked to either joke around or be, he was kind of funny, and he was surprised yet okay with it, but he just comes back basically to say hi and to communicate, and you see so many, you feel so many, and you feel different energy, and his is just a very different, unique energy, and a very strong energy, and everything carries energy, and it can be different and feel different. And so some are more comfortable than others, some are more unique than others. It all just depends. And so yeah, you feel that basically that difference. But you feel all these spirits around you because there is so many, and you feel and you hear them. You do hear them. You do. So when you can sit and focus, and you can take time to meditate and ground and balance, and just get in that certain spot, let it come, let it flow, let it into you, and hear and listen, and you're just going to get so much, because they have so much to tell you, and so much they do, and they're around, and yeah, you do hear them, and you just get rid of the mind chatter, pay attention, take the time to focus and the time to yourself and to connect, and yeah, because you do have this amazing mediumship connection with these spirits, both the spirits but also animals as well, in spirit and live animals too, the healing and the connecting, but you have the communication with both the live and the spirit animals. So yeah, really work with it, because you have this amazing ability, and the more you start to work with it, the further and deeper you're going to get, and the more interested in it. And that's where the next few months I see some learning. You're going to get drawn to certain books or information, and you get a lot of times these dreams, and some can be downloads, some can be information, some can be spirit messages. And so when you do get your sleep, which is kind of few and far between right now, and because you get a lot of this, and you're kind of grasping and trying to get it all and get it into balance, and finding out how to work this the best way you can, but you're going to do a great and amazing job. You're going to kind of get what schedule works for you. You're going to figure out what is the easiest way for you to connect and to get into that sacred space and that place where you can hear it all and need to, and to focus in that quiet. And so, and then these certain things that you're going to be drawn to, books, I get books on tape, actual books, going into stores or online, and what you're drawn to. Because you can see many, and many can seem interesting, but there's certain ones that just really have that pull. And so I see you doing some of that, learning things, and even online courses, and even a class or two. But you're going to get into a lot of that stuff, and a lot of spiritual work, a lot of education, a lot of working with your gifts, working with these amazing things that you have. And you do have this time, being retired, and putting all them years into all this time that you have done for others, and done for family, and done for work. And now it's time for you. And it's time for you to do these great things, and these things that you've kind of put aside. And even if you got to write them down or do a vision board, it's great. I can see a vision board, and I can see you putting these things up, because a lot of times if it's right there and it's in front of us, and we do that, and we write it down, or we put pictures even, or different things and ideas, and then it's easier to make it happen. And so I see you doing this, and taking this time, this great time that you've earned and you've worked hard for, and you're ready for, to this retirement time, to do the things that you've wanted to do, and that you've always wanted to do, and that you need to do, and things for you, some time for you, some everything from spa time to classes to connecting with friends to even, I see, reuniting with some old friends that you haven't talked to for a while. I don't know if you've thought about that, or you've been feeling that, or you will, but just connecting with some very special people, and doing these things, kind of like this wanting to-do list that you've put off because you're always doing for others, and you spend so much of your life doing all these things, and working so hard, and taking care of family, and putting everyone else first. And so now it's time to go and do for you, and do these things that you want to do and that are going to help you, and I just know you're going to and I feel you're going to have so much fun doing it, and it's going to be great. And that's something he steps in, and others step in too, to say, hey, do this, quit putting it off, enjoy life, realize that you've earned this, you've worked hard to get to this point, and take the time and do it, and quit waiting for the right time, quit waiting for this certain window of opportunity, and make it happen, and start, even if you start out small, and do it. You will. But yeah, the crickets.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah. So wonderful talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Glennis. Thank you. Nice to hear from you. And,
Thank you, Chris.
Beautiful
hope
energy.
Your dog will be okay. Hope your dog will be okay. Okay. We got at least 2 more to go here. So.
Okay.
So 347 is up next. This is Adriana's friend. Hello, Adriana's friend.
Hello.
Hey. Hi. I'm so glad that you called.
Yes. So,
what was your name again? Yeah.
Kateria.
Kateria. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty.
Thank you. So hello?
Yep,
Yeah,
just ask your question.
Go ahead.
So I have a question. So 2 weeks ago, because I live with my mom, so we had an emergency and we had to leave our house. I just wanted to see, do you see us going back home?
No, you said something, your mom, and I couldn't quite hear you. Your mom and
Are you? Can I? Let me ask. Are you on speakerphone? Are you on speakerphone?
No,
Take it off.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm hearing a lot of bumbling around and sounds like okay. So try to say your question again.
So I live with my mom. So 2 weeks ago, there was an emergency in the house, and we all had to evacuate. And now, we're not even home. We can't even go back home. But I wanted to know, do you see us going back home?
Okay, living with your mom and going back home.
They had an emergency in the house. They had to evacuate, and they're wondering, when can they or will they be able to return back to their home?
Yes, you will. It's going to take a little bit more time, maybe even 3 weeks to even a little bit longer. It feels like there's some repairs that need to be done.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah, it does feel like, because I get major repairs. There's some major repairs that could take anywhere, now you might not want to hear, but from 3 weeks to 3 months, because I'm seeing 3, and it feels maybe 3 weeks that you'll be able to go back, but 3 months before they actually get everything all done and taken care of.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, that they're going to be able to do what will make it livable, but yet still take some time to finish. You will go back there and for a while, but I do see you eventually moving out, maybe on your own or with someone else, with maybe a husband or a male partner.
With my husband, yeah. Because I feel so bad, because that's the house we grew up in.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for my mom, because right now she feels so stressed. Going through waiting for if the insurance is going to pay to get it fixed. And she hasn't heard anything from them yet.
Yes. Was this fire or something, or fire flood, or
it was a water pipe, a water pipe, and knocked the foundation on the wall, and the whole house was up with gas, and we were sleeping, and she couldn't fall asleep that day. She just felt like she couldn't sleep, and thank God she didn't fall asleep, because she was the one that got us all out of the house that day, And,
yeah. Yeah, because because I've seen fire or flood. It could have been really worse than what it ended up being. So actually, it, as bad as it is, it's good that it didn't get worse. And that, because you said something. Yeah, I see her like sleeping, and someone found her, or something woke her up. There's something that woke her up. Even maybe spirit woke her up. Something that woke her up. I do see that it's going to be some major the flood, the water damage. Flooding in certain areas of the home can cause like some mold issues, some water damage issues. So that's where it's going to take the 3 months or somewhere in that area, maybe even a little bit longer, to fix a lot of that. But it is important that is addressed and fixed.
Yeah.
Because that can cause health issues and other issues. And I do see you going back there, and you and your husband, and helping your mom and getting things taken care of, and working with the insurance company and working with all of it, getting it all situated. And that's where that all takes the time as well. It feels like it's going to start in the 3 weeks and then go into 3 months and longer, even before it's actually all finished. But it will be habitable, livable, and okay, as long as you keep on them as to any mold issues and abatement, that things that need to be done, especially with water damage. That's very, very important. And the insurance should, a lot of times you have to fight them because they never want to give up money, and so you have to make sure that you get what is done is what is best and needed for her and for you guys, and especially for her and her health, because she is going to stay there and she wants to stay there. And as you said,
she does want to stay there.
Yes.
She has like a special connection to it. She raised me and my siblings there. And every time I see her, I get so bad. She's so stressed out.
Yeah, she is. She's extremely, and you guys help her so much, and that is so great that you do, because she is extremely overwhelmed and stressed and anxiety, and even the depression part of that, this place and the special connection and this happening and the damage to it. It's all just heartbreaking to her, and it's very emotional and very stressful, and it will start to get better, and you guys help her through that, and that's where you do go back and I see you all working and helping her through this and getting it all situated, and then eventually, once all that's taken care of and she's in a good place and things are looking well, and it's able to the point where you can do it, but yet from a distance of having a different place, because I do see you and him eventually getting somewhere else and going elsewhere, but yet still helping her and through all that. But I see where you guys are kind of hoping and looking for somewhere to call your own, or to have for your own, or to have that privacy and that piece of just, but you're torn. And I understand that. Yeah, you're a little bit torn, but, go ahead and do what's needed to be done, but then also make that step to, do what you guys need to do as well. So, look into that. It may be some time, but just, keep that as that will happen, and that is coming, and you're working towards that. And so you're gonna, because I get that part where you're very loyal and loving, and you're caring, and and your husband is as well, and you guys really want to help her, and you do, and she will get to that point where she'll be okay, and you'll be able to do that, and to kind of move on and do what you guys need to do, but you still are always coming back and checking on her and taking care of her and helping her, and the house issues will get worked out. I do see you checking out several different contractors and different people, and working with the insurance company to make sure that it's good quality contractors and that the things are done right, especially any mold abatement, all that stuff, water damage. That's extremely important. I see the 1 to 3, probably 3 at least, that you're going to go through. You're going to debate between 1 and 3, and you will pick the right one. But be very diligent and dig deep. Don't just, and then trust your gut more than anything. Trust your gut, trust your feeling when you meet them, you talk to them, and you get that feeling, and go with that too. But make sure you pick the right ones and you will. But that, as I said, is important. But her house will be okay, and it is very special to you guys, so I completely understand that. And, it's great what you do to help her.
Yeah. And then I just have one more question.
Yes.
I have a 6-year-old. She's been suffering a lot from migraines. And we went to the doctor, and the doctor was kind of concerned. So they're actually going to do an MRI. And I shouldn't be scared or concerned. But I was like, is she going to be okay?
Yes, she is. And what I get is they do the MRI and that they do other tests. But what it comes down to, what I'm seeing, is food and allergies. There's things that she's eating and that she's exposed to, and that can cause headaches and migraines. There's triggers.
Okay.
Triggers can be everything from stress, too, which stress feels as one of her stressors for the migraines. But food and allergies is what immediately came up. And so watch what she's eating. And that can be not just the food, but it's the additives, all the crap that they put in the food nowadays.
On the food, yes.
Yeah. So it's not nothing that you're doing, because you're picking out and you're doing good and you're getting the right foods, but you have to be really careful as to the additives, because they add so much stuff to pretty much everything, and stay away from as much processed and as much boxed foods as possible. Go with the natural, go with an organic, which I know can be a little more spendy, but also even, just the more homemade versus the box and the convenience in the process, because it's what they add to it and all the stuff. So the more natural you can go, because I get food and allergies, and food can be triggers, and allergies also that's where, again, with the mold and all that, because I do see her being allergic to mold, maybe even penicillin. I don't know if she's ever had that, but you might want to watch that, because that is also similar to mold, and that can have reactions. So yeah, there's certain allergies, certain triggers, but I do feel that the migraines will come under control, will get better, the medical help will be okay, but there's also holistic and certain things that you can look into.
That I could try.
Yes, that, food is medicine, spices, herbs. There's things, even if you Google and you look up migraines and herbal and natural remedies, things like that, and there's things that are so much better. Stay away from the prescriptions and all the poisons and all the crap. Go with the natural and the good and the food, and you're going to get it under control. You're going to help her. And then there's other things too, everything from stones, crystals, to just her grounding, to her, getting for the stress part, because stress is a trigger with her as well. So get that under control. There's so many different ways. Find her happy place, her way of finding peace, may it be outdoors or connecting with nature, or her time with animals. I see like a cat or a dog. Her animal therapy. Animals can be therapy. And they are therapy. So, and so all that's going to help her for the balancing and the grounding and the anxiety and the stress, that type of stress, because that is one of the triggers. I do feel that the migraines will get better, will go away. It's more headaches. Migraines can be a little more complicated and different symptoms, and sometimes they can label them as migraines when there are actually other things triggering them, and they're more headaches.
Okay.
Because migraine's a little bit more deeper and more of a harder medical issue, and that might be something that they'll find through all the CAT scans and stuff, but also be aware a lot of times they want to prescribe all these medications and try to stay away from as much of that as possible. Go with the natural.
Yeah, that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to give all this medicine.
No, because a lot of times it's about the money, and it's about the prescriptions and more problems and more prescriptions, and that's what then causes more problems. And so you want to stay away from all that. You want to go with what's actually going to help her and heal her and be natural, and what's going to get rid of and cure the problem and the issues, and what's going to resolve them, and what you can stay away from the triggers. And so when you learn those and you find them, and maybe even from trying different foods, and I get like wheat and what what they add in that, and certain even cereals, breads, all these different additives, and corn syrups, and there's just many different things that they can be very sensitive to, but a lot of the stuff that they say is good isn't. So look at it as if it's from a plant, it's good. If it's made in a plant, it's bad. So try to stay with all that, and I feel that between the diet and the holistic and stuff, and stay away from the prescriptions and the poisons and all the tests, and I do feel that it's more not necessarily migraines, but more headaches, and that it is because migraines can be even lifelong, where this is going to be something that I do feel and see with her that will be taken care of and will be cured through avoiding the triggers and through the right things to cure the problem, not covered up with poisons and medications and prescriptions. So you're going to be a very good medical advocate, and you are an amazing good mother, and you're going to take very good care, and you're going to make sure that that all this is properly diagnosed and properly taken care of, and like I said, as Chris always says, Google can be your friend. Google can be the answer to many things, but you can learn a lot of that way. You can always get a hold of me, and Chris is amazing and an amazing life coach, and she's as full of knowledge and wisdom and information, but we're all good here to help. But it's you're going to be a very good advocate, and just Sia is going to get better, and so Yep.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for calling us.
Yeah.
And good luck. I hope everything works out well. I hope you guys got in there and started trying to dry everything out really quickly. You know what I mean? I don't know if you got in there to do that or.
Yeah, we've been going in and out. We've been opening up the window. We left windows open and the back doors open.
No, you need big, huge fans blowing hard. It might be too late.
We don't have power because they had to shut everything off because the water it destroyed everything.
What you might want to do is, and the insurance company a lot of times don't want to pay it, but you do have a right to, usually, depending, you should have and look into having a scientist come out and test, because depending, after 12 hours, it really starts to get overwhelming, the mold damage, and after that, the days and weeks that go by, there can be a lot of structural damage as well, and mold damage, and some of it can be very toxic, like Stachybotrys and
like if I was you, I would have been, and maybe for the future or whatever, I would be getting on it, personally, I would be on with the insurance company going, okay, I know it's going to take time and all of this, but right now, to mitigate and minimize the damages here, I need you to authorize the rental of X number of industrial-sized fans and a couple generators. Then you don't have to worry about power. You got the generators that give the energy to the fans. Because if you don't get fans in instantly, you know what I mean, blowing hard, it's at risk of having to be completely rebuilt. Because this black mold thing is no joke.
No, it's not. It can be extremely dangerous. And then there's structural damage as well. It would cost
the insurance company a whole hell of a lot more, after the fact, than just getting in there, preventing it in the first place. But could be quite a battle now for a long time with them,
And it gets to the point where it's just now a cosmetic cure and versus actual structural damage and health damage, because as Chris said, it truly can be very toxic, and there's certain ones, everything from the Stachybotrys to, there's another one, I can't think of the name of it, but it's actually like a flesh-eating virus. Molds can be extremely dangerous. It can develop asthma. It can infect all your property. where you pretty much have to throw everything and start over. That's where I said you may want to look into getting a scientist to come out and test, and they will test and they'll let you know, now is this fixable, or are you going to put more money into it to fix it and still have problems versus just rebuilding? Now, that sometimes, depending on, can be the issue. And if you can get a scientist and a lot of times a lawyer to help you to get to that point, because sometimes it may be, and it sounds like, that if it's been left untreated, as she said, without taking care of it immediately, the damage can be done, and then you can end up with health issues. And I know from dealing with it and dealing with others who have, and knowing scientists and knowing quite a bit about it, that it can be very dangerous, and there can be health issues. And you may want to get one in there to find out if it's, going to be worth fixing or just tearing down and starting over, which I know can be heartbreaking and devastating, being your home and being a home that you grew up in, but also you got to look at it as, your life, your health, your mom's health, your child's health, and also the structure, because it can affect the structure, and also the value of the home to, everything, your safety, to all of it, because there's that window of opportunity, and then after that, before it's okay and it's fixable, and then it becomes a cosmetic cure and it's still structural damage, and then it works for the insurance company and it works for them, and a lot of times that's where the direction they'll push you, the path, but you want to make sure you do what's best for you and for your mom and what's right. So, stand up for yourself, do what you need to do what's best, and, take that path, because it's very, very, very important, and in the end, do what you need to do, and so make an informed decision.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Welcome.
Well, thanks for calling.
Thank
you. Thank you so much.
Right. Take it easy, and
and
Kimber says goodbye and thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Now, Boo Boo, are you just listening? K714. If you want a reading, push 1 on your phone and say hello.
Hey.
Okay.
Hi.
I don't think so. I think they're just listening. So, okay. So that's it. We got through it. Perfect timing.
Yay, you kept me in line. Good job.
See?
Thank you.
Just gotta just put the foot down and get it done. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, just for quickly, I'm going to say tomorrow Hillary Black is here. Monday it's Diana Monroe. Tuesday we're off because Lisa's on vacation. Wednesday Barbara DeLong is here. Thursday we're off, and Friday hopefully Salva has a decent internet connection. She was willing to go on last night, but given the problems that we had with sound the week before, like it's a train wreck. You know what I mean? And so people can't hear their reading anyway, and it makes for a really crappy recording. And then people all think that it's Intuitox or something that has bad sound, and it's not. It's just that connectivity problem over there. And anybody with wireless is already a problem to begin with. And so if you're on wireless plus with a crappy connection, because there's hurricanes going on or something like this, then it can be just a disaster. And I was not in the mood for dealing with sound problems all night. I get frustrated quick with that. So that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to stop recording now, thanking everybody that's in the archives listening to us, and thank you so much for continuing to do that. And anybody who catches us for the first time on one of the other platforms that Intuitox broadcasts out to our archives and or on YouTube, thank you very much. We're here when we're here. I used to be able to say we're here every night. We're here when we're here at intuitalks.com, and you can just take a minute and sign up for an account, and you can come in, sit in, and have fun in the chat room and listen to the show there live as well. So with that said, I'm just going to stop recording, and then we'll see what's going to happen. So thanks again, everybody.